Hi homeschoolers, it's me Jazz again from Hidden Library Homeschool, and I'm back with another homeschool book haul. And these are some of the books that I've gotten for my son, some of the things that he's into lately. So his two favorite new series that he's into lately are Timmy Failure, and I think he's on the fourth one of this one. This is the second one, and also Diary of a Wimpy Kid. He requested for me to get King Kong, so I got him this. He just started it. He also asked for Dracula, but yeah, he's actually got Dracula, the full version from the library, and he started reading it. I'm like, let's just get King Kong for now. I did have him read the Stepping Stone Dracula, but that's at, a third grade level, so I guess we'll wait for that one. For him to read for fun, we also have Who is George Lucas, since he loves Star Wars like every little boy his age. I also have some Horrible Harry books. We have Horrible Harry and the Purple People. We have Horrible Harry and the Ant Invasion. Horrible Harry and the Green Slime. Oh, it's not Horrible Harry. And he liked the Lighthouse Family book. We did the first one, and he asked for the second one. So we'll be probably going over this one in the summer, since we have a full plate for the rest of the year. Won't have time for that within school, so we'll probably be doing that over the summer. And for the summer, I did pick him up some more science books, since I want him to keep reading over the summer. And I also want him to, of course, be using his mind, even when he's trying to do things a little bit fun. I want him to, keep his brain going. So we have Nick and Tesla's Robot Army Rampage. I haven't gone through this book yet, but it's supposed to be a STEM kind of novel. And then there's also, let me see, at the end of, after maybe a chapter or two, there will be different experiments that the kids could do. And they do require adult help, so. We also have Jack and the Geniuses at the Bottom of the World, and this one is co-authored by Bill Nye the Science Guy, so we're going to check this out. And I also heard he's coming out with a new series, so I'm wondering if it's going to be as good as the ones that we grew up with. We also have Who Was Albert Einstein? What Was the Age of the Dinosaurs? And for my little boy, we have Zoe and Sassafras, Dragons and Marshmallows. We have Snowshoe the Hare, and this is one of the Go Bananas books. And from Aldi's, I picked up 365 Awesome Science Experiments Guaranteed to Expand Your Mind. So this is kind of laid out in the same way as the drawing books that I got from Aldi's. Kind of hard to show on this. And this has different experiments at a younger kids level, different things that they could do. And let me see the topics. This is biology, chemistry, geology and geography, physics, and weather. So this one, just different simple projects that kids can do. And we'll pick out a couple of them over the summer. We also have Vincent's Starry Night and Other Stories, A Children's History of Art. And this has been in and out of my Amazon cart for months. And I finally picked this up probably 2 months ago or so, because it was $25 and I waited till it went down to $20. And once I started looking through it, I was wondering, why did I wait? Because it's probably worth more like 50 bucks. So I'm glad I picked this up, but we won't be doing this at the end of this year right now. We'll be doing it over the summer, when we'll have time to really get into this, when we're not as focused on our core subjects that we do during the regular school year. And since I am always on the hunt for a new history book, or the perfect history book, which of course is not out there, but in the meantime, I will just collect history books. I have From Then to Now, A Short History of the World. And this one, I actually really like the illustrations in here. Let me see if I can find another really good one, not just a picture. Not just a photograph, but a really good illustration. Let me see. Of course, I can never find it when I'm actually filming. That's always the hard part. Let's see. And we also have, and this is definitely for an older grade, but I did want to flip through this book. And since it's a little bit cheaper, the used versions on Amazon, I have The Human Odyssey, Prehistory Through the Middle Ages. I also have The Complete Book of World History. And this one is pretty old for a history book. It is 2002. So for a history book, it's, well, actually no, this says copyright 2001 down here. It's pretty dated for a history book, but for some of the topics, for some of the civilizations that there aren't, I couldn't find as much information on. It is nice to have this on hand, and at least, obviously not the Roman Empire, but you can find a lot about them, but it is nice to have a little bit of something at a younger level for, as a jumping off point. Let's see. For my son, for himself, just to read, I have Hamish and the World Stoppers, and I read this book, and it is, what's the word, twaddle? Complete and total twaddle. I don't think that I will be getting the second book. I mean, if he read it, I wouldn't be opposed to it, but it's not something I think I will be spending more money on. I also have the Imagination box. I haven't read through this one yet. And I just started this one, The Masterpiece, and this is about a little beetle and a boy, and the beetle makes a picture, and everyone thinks it's the boys, but I haven't gotten too far into it, so I'm not sure what exactly happens next, but this one's looking a lot more promising. I also have The League of Seven, and this one, I don't know, I've got so many books, and some of them I've kind of been disappointed on where it was going and not being able to use it in the way that I wanted to, so I kind of just stopped reading it after a couple of chapters because it didn't feel like it was going anywhere. I will probably try to get back into this one and see if it goes anywhere. If not, I mean, then it will probably just go on his shelf as something he could pick up if he wants to read something that's not school related at all. I also have Gator on the Loose, and we started this one as an audiobook. We have to go back and get the rest of it. This was something I wanted to do for science, and this is another one that I thought was promising but didn't go as where I wanted it to go. I'd have the bookmark on where he finished it with the audiobook. We probably will finish it. It's not a bad book or anything like that, but it's just not as sciencey as I thought it was going to be. I also have, and this is kind of my, I guess this is my section of things that were a little bit of a letdown. This is the Detective's Assistant, and this, while it is, I think, a kid of this age, maybe probably an 8-year-old or so, would enjoy the book. It is supposed to be about a historical fiction on a detective, a real-life female detective, around the time of Abraham Lincoln. And it didn't have the history that I figured, you know, Abraham Lincoln, and that it would have all that in there. I am halfway through it, and I have so far not seen anything about it. They do talk a little bit about the Underground Railroad. So it might be a little bit promising, but so far, I don't think it's going to end up in my pile of books that we use when we get to that time in history. I also have Grandpa's Great Escape, and this was something I was reading thinking I could use it for 4th grade when we get into World War II, because it's supposed to be about this grandpa that thinks he's still back in World War II, and his grandson that can kind of talk him down and get him back into this time period and really knows how to connect with him. And they sell this as like the next doll, and what chapter is this? What chapter am I on? Chapter 13, and I have yet to chuckle. Even with this book, I have yet to smile or laugh in any way, and I don't know, because it was sold as the next doll, I can't seem to get over that it's just not funny. so I haven't been motivated to finish the book. All of these books that, you know, they're not offensive or bad or anything like that, but if they're not going to be used in school the way I want it to, then they'll probably just end up on his shelf, and if he picks them up, he picks them up. If not, you know, that's okay. I also have this book here, Guts and Glory, The Vikings, and this one I picked up because I actually wanted the American American Revolution one. I actually wanted that one, but it's not coming out for another month or so. So I wanted to get a feel of the series, and this book I do love. I was reading a little bit about it, and it's written in a way where this one I'm actually laughing, and it is a history book. It gives a lot of information, but I don't think that we will be using this series with the younger elementary. It's probably going to be when we get to either 4th grade and up, maybe, probably middle school. It's probably more geared towards that, but it is a good book, and just the way that he says things, he says it in a way that makes history fun. You would actually remember the information. And let me see. And there are illustrations of that time period in there. Let me see if I can find another good one. So I think I will like this series, but we just probably can't use it right now. And last, we have a couple more Who Was books. We have Who Was Lucille Ball, and this is obviously just for fun. We have Who Was Dr. Seuss and Who Was Helen Keller, and she will probably be going over during the summer. So that is another big chunk of my book pile, and I probably have maybe 4 or 5 more videos to go through of just my books sitting around here, but this is already at 12 minutes or so, so I'm going to stop it here. And thanks for checking this video out from Hidden Library Homeschool. Please like, comment, subscribe below. Bye.